Carrying the university mace, Beryl Satter is the Grand Marshal and a representative from the Newark Faculty Council. University Chancellor Dr. Nancy Cantor, and City of Newark Mayor Honorable Roz Barak. University Provost Dr. Jerome Williams, and Executive Vice Chancellor Dr. Sherry Ann Butterfield. Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs Dr. Coralise Thomas, and carrying the university flag for Rutgers University-Newark Staff Council Representative Melissa Hartland. Student Government Association President Adebimbe Elabeye. Representing the Newark Public Schools is Roger Leone, Assistant Superintendent and the Rutgers University-Newark Advisory Board member. Representing the Rutgers Board of Governors and Rutgers University-Newark Advisory Board, Richard Roper. Representing the Board of Trustees, Resham Denduk. Representing University College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Jan Lewis, and Student Senators Mayada Ahmed and Devel Rodriguez. Rutgers University Business School, Dean Lele, and Student Senator Jorge Diaz. Rutgers School of Criminal Justice, Dean Rod Brunson, and Student Senator Yella Nakvi. School of Public Affairs and Administration, Dean Charles Menefield, and Student Senator Naja Hazan. Graduate School Dean Kyle Farnbury, and Graduate Student Governing Association President Oahana Agazwami. Law School is Vice Dean Reed Weisborn and Student Bar Association President Melissa Riley. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the podium Rutgers University-Newark Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Dr. Coralise Thomas.
Good afternoon. Okay, certainly you can do far better than that. In the great tradition of call and response, I'm going to ask you to join me today in some audience participation. Let's start with good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, now we're talking. New students, faculty, staff, continuing students, and platform guests, it is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to Rutgers University-Newark's 2017 Convocation. Many of you attended SOAR, this summer's student orientation, advisement, and registration program. And so as you look around the room, there's some familiar faces. You have some friends, and some of you didn't. So I want you to look around the room right now, because guess what? You've got a room full of new friends. Today, you officially become members of a community of scholars. You will seek knowledge and understanding. You will strive for academic excellence, knowing that your academic success has everything to do with your personal success, as well as that of your family and your community. You will engage in an intellectual relationship with your faculty members and your peers, and you will learn more, and your learning will be deeper because of it. Today, you also officially become members of a community of carers. At Rutgers University-Newark, we believe quite fervently in the phrase, "We are the ones." I want to ask you to join me again. Let's try that audience participation. Look to the person next to you and say, "We are the ones." That's right, that's right. This phrase has extraordinary significance here in that it makes us responsible for one another. We believe at this university in the kind of care that makes us express concern when a friend is in trouble, or hold the door for the next person as we pass each other on campus, or smile and look into each other's eyes, because we are the ones who stand side by side and care for one another and for our community. Today, you officially become members of a community of concerned citizens of this university, of this great city of Newark, and of this state and this nation who fight for one another and for what we believe in. We are the proud members of the Rutgers University-Newark community, and we do not allow injustice to go unchallenged. Many of us have seen, lived, and experienced injustice in many ways throughout our lives, but here at Rutgers University-Newark, you have found a community that believes in you and all that you do, and all that we will do together to respond to the challenges of our current world and to create a new world. So all of that sounds nice, and a lot of you are sitting there saying, and how are we going to do that? And so I say to you, to help me with a little audience participation and start with a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath. There we go, let it out. Starting today, I'd like to ask you to take your membership in this community seriously. Strive for your success, absolutely, for certain. But know that a part of your success is responsibility for your neighbor. Start by opening up, whether you are engaging in a class, in a group project, in an organization, a campaign, a discussion, a leadership position, a meeting, a retreat, a job, an internship, a community project, or volunteer experience, whatever it is. Let us see you. Let us know you. Be a part of who we are and help us to become more of the community that we are because of who you are. Students, welcome to Rutgers University-Newark. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to help me a little bit more today with a little more audience participation. We're gonna play a game called Who's in the Know? Here's how it's gonna work. I'm going to provide you with a description, and if you identify with the description, please stand or cheer proudly. In response, I'm going to ask the rest of the community to welcome our new members of the community that identify with that description with thunderous applause and excitement. Okay? Let's try it. Let's do the first one. Those new students who are living on campus, please stand or cheer. Awesome, awesome. I think you have the hang of it. Let's try a few more. Students who identify as residents of the city of Newark, please stand or cheer. Residents of the state of New Jersey. How about our out-of-state crowd? Can we see our out-of-state students? All right, I see you. International students, are you in the house? International students? Okay, let's try first person in your family to attend college. How about you and/or an individual in your family identifies as a member of the LGBTQIA community? All right. Would you please stand or cheer if spirituality, religion, faith is an important part of your life? Where are our veterans or members of the armed forces? Are you here? Individuals with differing abilities. Let's see you. Standing, cheering, any of that? How about if English is only one of the languages you speak? You are a, let's say, parent or caregiver. Transfer students, are you here? Transfer students? Let me see my first years. First year students. Yes, yes. How about if you are attending your first convocation at Rutgers University-Newark? That should be everybody. Community members, welcome to the beauty of Rutgers University-Newark.
Please welcome to the podium Rutgers University-Newark's Chancellor, Dr. Nancy Cantor.
So first, let me say a simple but deeply felt welcome from all of us at Rutgers Newark and in this great city of Newark. I think it's fair to say that looking out at the array of your faces, hearing just now who's in the dome, and knowing the many paths that you've traveled to get here, and the commitments you've made all along the route to pursue your education in the service of not just private gain, but public good, gives us hope in what are admittedly trying times for us all, for our nation and our world. Yes, you are here to be educated in fields from arts and sciences to business, criminal justice, and public administration in ways that will open up new opportunities for you and your future. You're also here at Rutgers Newark and in Newark to experience a community of scholars and citizens as broadly diverse as the fields you will study, in ways that will open your eyes and minds and hearts to the range of answers to the question, who am I? And the many possible selves you can become. Indeed, you are the next diverse generation of leaders, professionals, citizens that this world so needs. Give yourselves a round of applause. And as if learning new disciplines and ways of being a person weren't enough, you're also here very specifically because we need you. You have the best chance of perfecting a skill set sorely missing in our democracy, but one for which I really believe that the many paths you've traveled to get here give you a head start on showing us all the way. I call that much needed skill set of a good democracy empathetic citizenship. Empathetic citizenship is what we need from you. And this, by the way, is a skill set that has nothing to do with who someone in Washington labels as an American or not. Rutgers Newark are especially proud of our dreamers and the paths they've traveled to get an education and contribute to the vibrancy of our community and country. Let's give them a hand. We are proud of those who would travel here for an education from countries now banned by a false equation of faith and extremism. Let's give them a hand. And we will stand in firm support of them, all of them, as we will with anyone who is unfairly labeled in the crosshairs of those who would exclude rather than include, as any worthwhile democracy should do. Now let me return to empathetic citizenship. I see it as the ability and proclivity to be a real citizen by recognizing one's interdependence with others, those apparently similar to us and those seemingly different. Just look at the acts of humanity shown our brothers and sisters hit by Hurricane Harvey at home, or by devastating mudslides in Sierra Leone abroad and elsewhere. These are heroic acts in the face of natural disasters, but they can serve as the basis for everyday acts of empathy if we come together going forward. Every day, empathetic citizenship involves the willingness to step in others' boots in ways that draw us closer together, while also sharpening what we know about who we are and what we believe and how we will practice it. For as we develop the bonds of empathy with others, we also feel their gaze on us, and we come to learn about ourselves too, especially what we look like to others. In my field of social psychology, we call it the looking glass self, a mirror that lets us all grow stronger and know more. Now let's be clear, none of this will be easy, especially perfecting the skills of empathetic citizenship and the acknowledgement of how we are perceived by others. Just looking at the tragedy that occurred on the campus of the University of Virginia and with our friends in Charlottesville, we're surely reminded of how hard it is for this society to rid itself of the legacy that moves people to reject empathy in favor of supremacy. We hope never to see such hatred at Rutgers Newark and in our dear city of Newark. Yet even here, we know the struggle for justice is a constant. We're coming upon the 50th anniversary of calls for justice in our university that gave us an extraordinary identity when the Black Organization of Students took over Conklin Hall and the law school created the Minority Student Program. And we join in the city and with the city of Newark in marking 50 years since the Newark Rebellion with awe for the bravery and the resilience against oppression of the citizens of Newark. Reflecting these intertwined histories, we have just been named one of 10 sites in the country for a Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Center. Think about that. Clearly, this will be a place for you to hone the skills of empathetic citizenship as we all join together, campus and community, to remember those lessons of the past in ways that push us toward a more just, harmonious, and constructive future. Now, in committing to this work, we acknowledge that the promise of a real, vibrant, just democracy lies in something hard to come by. It's the fabric of interdependence, person to person, group to group. It's a multicolored, multi-textured, multi-purpose fabric of associations that celebrates difference without presuming to judge who is and what is better, and that lifts up common purpose in ways that acknowledge we're all better off together. It's too hard and lonely to do it alone, and much more rewarding to live and learn and play and even suffer together. So here's to the beginning, but never the end, of your work, our work together, in a spirit of Rutgers Newark pragmatism, sprinkled throughout with the idealism of our hearts and minds and the joys of doing it as one. We wish you the best of the coming year here in Rutgers Newark, in and of this fine city of Newark. We are thrilled to have you join us, full of the promise that you bring to this wonderful community. Thank you for coming here to help us. And speaking of this remarkable city, our home, let me call now to the podium a man who truly knows what empathetic citizenship is all about, and who, when elected mayor, said, "When I'm the mayor, you're the mayor," and who lives by that dictum of everyday ethics each and every day. Please welcome the Honorable Raz J. Barak.
Rutgers, Rutgers. It's a pleasure to be here. Just listening to Chancellor Cantor reminds me of how blessed we actually are to have her in our presence in this city and at the helm of this great university. Because we could actually have someone else and not be standing here this afternoon and not have the kind of data that we see. I've just recently learned that in 3 years, the population of Newark residents has increased by 60% of students attending this university. In 3 years. That is an incredible feat, particularly from a boy who grew up in this city, wondering when people told me Newark was a college town, which colleges they were talking about. So when I hear that, it kind of warms my heart, but it also makes me understand that finally we're beginning to see the importance of not just having a university in the city, but having the city as a part of the university. And I'm not going to be long, but I look at you and when I look out to this crowd, and I made a few comments up here, the diversity in this room is the future of this country. Despite what you may see or hear on Sunday talk shows, or the kind of talking heads that go on and on about Americans and America and what it looks like and presumably what it will become. This is what America is looking like. And some people are scared to death of it. And some people are embracing it and understanding that America gets better because America looks like this, and the world gets better when the world embraces its future and not concentrates on a past that tried to deny us all an opportunity to grow and to succeed. That we're all better, that America becomes more democratic, that it lives out the true meaning of its Constitution, the words that they make you study on paper, that if they came in this room and saw you here, it gives meaning to those words that they put on that paper every day. That America is only great because you're here. If you weren't here, then it kind of overshadows the greatness that this country could become. To say all men are created equal, but to throw undocumented children back out of the country is not the same thing. To say that all men are created equal, but don't give everyone access to decent and quality education is not the same thing. To say all men are created equal, but discriminate against people because they're Muslim is not the same thing. To say all men are created equal in and of itself is wrong, because all men should be turned to all people are created equal, because men and women are created equal alike. And when you succeed at this university, you make that true, you make it real, and the best way to defeat racism, xenophobia, and all of these other kind of things is to become successful, to show up, to be present and accounted for, to speak your voice, your mind, to create, to develop, to use your imagination, to be courageous, So it's not enough to just be intelligent, and I'm gonna take my seat. I learned from Maya Angelou that the most important virtue of all the virtues is courage. Because courage is actually the thing that allows you to practice the other virtues. Because it's not enough to say that you want equality but don't have the courage to give equality, right? It's not enough to say that you love everyone but don't have the courage to exhibit it. Courage is the most important thing. And so when you learn all of these things at this university, I want you to have the courage to apply it. When you become as incredible as I know you are, I want you to have the courage to be that way all the time, no matter whose presence you're in or what circle you're a part of, to be who you are, what God made you to be, and exhibit your brilliance and your beauty all of the time. God bless you. God bless Rutgers University, and God bless the great city of Newark.
Rutgers University, it is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jerome Williams, our provost, to the podium.
As the provost, it is my privilege to introduce our new students to the deans of the four Rutgers University-Newark undergraduate schools. First, I'd like to introduce Dean for University College and the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Jan Lewis. Dr. Lewis and I would like to ask all the new students within the University College and College of Arts and Sciences to please stand at this time. Next, I'd like to recognize Dean for the Rutgers Business School, Dr. Lele. Dr. Lele and I would like to ask the new students from within the business school now to please stand. Next, we'd like to introduce Dean for the School of Criminal Justice, Dr. Ron Brunson. Dr. Brunson and I would like to ask the new students within the School of Criminal Justice now to please stand and cheer. And finally, for our four undergraduate schools, Dean for the School of Public Affairs and Administration, our new Dean, Dr. Charles Menefield. Dr. Menefield and I would like to ask the new students within the School of Public Affairs and Administration to please stand. Okay. We also have nationally, internationally top-ranked graduate programs at Rutgers University-Newark. So I'd like to take this time to introduce you to two of our graduate school leaders. First, Dr. Kyle Farmbry, Dean for the Graduate School, and Reed Weisborg, Vice Dean for the Law School. In a few minutes, I'd like to share with you my comments on two important questions at this time as you embark on this academic career. And these are the questions that are important to me as provost. First, what does it mean to be a student at Rutgers University-Newark? And secondly, why is Rutgers University-Newark the place to be now? As you consider the first question, as a person who comes out of the business world, people often ask when a company is very successful, what is their secret sauce? What is their DNA? What is it that makes them tick? What is it that makes them succeed? And from my vantage point, what I consider our secret sauce is you, our students. And that's what makes us tick. And that's part of our DNA. And that's why we're so successful. That's why peers look to us. A year ago, we had a conference here on campus, and a number of scholars from different universities, well-known colleges from around the country were here. And as I orchestrated a panel, almost universally, they all said to me, as they looked at our student body and Rutgers University-Newark, they said, I really wish we had the kind of students that you have here at Rutgers University-Newark. They envy us. And so that leads to the second question, why is Rutgers University-Newark the place to be now? And the reason is because the world is changing. And it's quite different than when I was sitting in your seat many, many years ago. But you're being prepared to go into the world as we see it now. The diversity that we've talked about, being a school that emphasizes publicly engaged scholarship, a university that's not only in the community but of the community. This is the type of school and university that's preparing you for the world that is today. So I would encourage you to take advantage of it, to interact with your professors, interact with administrators, interact with your fellow students. Take advantage of all the opportunities that will be presented to you here. So as you're prepared for the world of today and the world of tomorrow, I'm convinced that there's no better place to be to receive that preparation than here at Rutgers University-Newark.
We're going to now welcome to the podium the president of our Student Government Association, Adebimbe Elebeye.
Greetings, the Chancellor, faculty, staff, my fellow students, class of 2019, and class of 2021. My name is Adebimpe Elebeye, and I am honored to serve as your student body president for this academic year. On behalf of your student government representatives and hundreds of student leaders on this campus, I welcome you to our family, which is now your family, here at Rutgers University-Newark. First, let me congratulate you on your decision to become a member of Rutgers University-Newark family. I can assure you that this will be one of the most transformative years of your lives. So get ready for the wild ride, but the good ride. Just like many of us who were Scarlet Raiders before you, you'll realize that Rutgers Newark is not just one of the finest universities in the nation, but it also is home to all of its students, and a loving home at that. So as new Scarlet Raiders, it is important that you understand what your home consists of and represents. So let me introduce you to your new home. Rutgers University-Newark is home of diversity. I'm sure at orientations, at everything that you've been through, we are very proud to say it out loud that we are the most diverse university in the nation. And this is not just by words. In this home, we practice diversity with inclusion. We do not only preach diversity, we understand what it means to be diverse. We know that we are global change agents and that we need to stand up for all communities. So when we empathize with Charlottesville, we empathize with Texas, with Barcelona, with Sierra Leone, with Nigeria, and with India. We understand that inclusion is the bedrock of equality. We cherish our differences and respect each other's views and beliefs. Let me make something very clear to you. Your student body president and many student leaders on this campus denounce violence, hate, inequality, and racism. We will pursue the growth of communities of colors and all diverse groups. We will stand side by side, hand in hand, in the fight for a better and more inclusive America. In the words of MLK, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere. We don't have the privilege. We don't have the privilege to stand by and watch. We must become involved and stay involved. We measure the greatness of leaders not by where they stand in times of comfort and ease, but where they stand in times of discomfort and in the fight for justice. Rutgers University is the home of many identities. And in this home, we respect all identities and accept all. Where we see the different identities as unique pieces to one large puzzle which makes up Rutgers University-Newark. So you hiding a part of your identity might mean you depriving us a piece of this giant puzzle. You will be surprised at the level of acceptance and love you will experience from us, your new family. Rutgers University is the home of your own yardstick. No one measures your excellence or what you should do by any other person's own. You set yours. I'm an international student. I'm a transfer student, meaning I was a new student like you. but this year I'm standing before you as student body president. So go out there, get engaged. There are endless of opportunities and wonderful resources available for you. Engage in different clubs and organizations. If you don't find what you love, create it. Rutgers University is also the home of leaders of today. Yes, leaders of today, not tomorrow. By becoming a member of our community, you have joined a lineage of social activists. You are now a part of a family that is deeply rooted in social activism. We understand our role in the global world, and even when hate, racism reigns in our world, we have decided to be one of the few that shine our lights and darkness caves to that light. We protest, we rally, and we speak up in situations of inequality. Love is the benchmark of our community. We respect our differences. Now that you are members of this community, I ask and let you know that it is your responsibility to love and respect this family and the peace that those before you have created and maintained so far. Our world is waiting for you to be the change that is needed, so do not let the generations that are waiting on you down. So my advice to you today, you belong here. This is your home. Someone read your application, someone believed in you, and you have made it this far. The faculty, students, and administration of this campus are waiting with their arms wide open to help you throughout your journey here and every step of the way. I know there are mixed feelings. Some of you are scared, some of you are terrified. Yes, sometimes you get stuck, sometimes you'll be clueless. But remember that no matter the strength of the wind, the river never flows backwards. So regardless of the difficulties you face, do not leave college. Realize that you're only stuck because you need to flow forward into your bigger space that can occupy your new growth and your dreams. Remember that even gold goes through fire before it becomes that inestimable jewel that everyone wants. To my DACA students, I did not forget about you. I will not forget about you. Join us on Thursday as we host the DACA Advocacy Day for all our students. You have a chance to sign letters that we can send to the congressmen, write letters on boards to your DACA students, and also come in the evening for a reflection session. Communication will be sent out soon. From the bottom of my heart, I love all my DACA students. I'm standing by you every step of the way, and I'm not the only one that loves you. We all love you. We love you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you to my HLLC family for that. So trust your process. Engage in your community. Let love be your benchmark and explore your new home. Welcome home, class of 2021. Now to your pinning ceremony. Can all the new students please rise? I'm sure you all have pins. I'm not sure if you do, but you'll get one. With this silver R convocation pin, we are officially welcoming you to the beginning of your academic career at Rutgers University-Newark. Together as new students, you have entered into a community of scholars seeking to uphold the highest standard of academic integrity. As the newest member of the Rutgers University-Newark community, we're encouraging each of you to become involved across the university and within the great city of Newark. Welcome home, welcome to Rutgers University-Newark.
May we ask the students to please be seated.
Because I'm happy all alone if you feel
happy? One of the themes today was courage. Can I ask you, is there any courage in the room? A few final notes. There are a wealth of resources available here at the university to support your academic and personal development. Please do not hesitate to depend on us, whether it's academic advising in the schools, health, wellness, student life, veterans, career development, whatever it is that you need. We are here and dedicated to support you during your time here at Rutgers University-Newark. As you leave the dome today, please grab a schedule for Welcome Week so that you can partake in any of the many events that have been planned over the next 10 days to welcome you. We look forward to seeing you at our resource fair and our student organization fair next week. Also, don't forget, hold 1 minute to grab your t-shirt as you go out the door. Welcome to Rutgers University-Newark.